Lights, camera, terror! Welcome to the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, the final resting place of Tinseltown's biggest stars, and a hotbed for paranormal activity. From the spooky Abbey of the Psalms Mausoleum to the largest Dia de los Muertos event in North America, this place has it all, including ghosts. So buckle up and get ready to uncover the bone-chilling secrets of this palm tree-lined graveyard that shares a wall with Paramount Studios. Here are the 5 terrifying facts about the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Number 5. Who done it? Step into the world of old Hollywood, where the glitz and glam of the silver screen was only a facade for a seedy underbelly of drugs, sex, and murder. The case of William Desmond Taylor, a famous silent film director and notorious playboy, had it all. On that fateful morning of February 2nd, 1922, Taylor was found dead in his bungalow in the then posh Westlake district of Los Angeles. Shot in the back, it was apparent that the crime had occurred the night before, triggering a massive investigation that captivated the nation. The Roaring Twenties were no stranger to sensational crimes, but the murder of Taylor shook the very foundations of Hollywood. A cast of characters straight out of a film noir were questioned by the police, including Taylor's on and off girlfriend and cocaine addict Mabel Normand. Normand, a popular leading actress and one of Taylor's many conquests, was the last person to see him alive on the night of his murder. Despite being subjected to an extensive interrogation, the Los Angeles Police Department ultimately ruled her out as a suspect, despite the persistent accusations from the scandalous newspapers of the day. The case of Taylor remains a mystery to this day, shrouded in speculation and conspiracy theories. Mary Miles Minter, a stunning 19-year-old actress with blonde hair and blue eyes, found herself in the midst of unwanted attention in the aftermath of Taylor's murder. She had been in love with the famed director and became another staple in the sensationalized tabloid stories and rumors. The suspicions of the authorities extended to her controlling stage mother, Charlotte Shelby, who happened to possess a .38 caliber pistol. Despite their best efforts, the authorities were unable to establish any credible leads or locate the murder weapon, resulting in the case going cold. Taylor's family decided to inter his remains at Hollywood Forever, where over the years, several individuals associated with the scandal have been buried. To this day, those involved remain tight-lipped about the events that took place. But the scandalous rumors and intrigue surrounding the case did not stop there. Enter Floribel Muir, the Hollywood correspondent of the New York Daily News, who hatched a plan to extract a confession from Taylor's butler, Henry Peavy. Muir paid a shady Chicago criminal named Al Weinshank to dress up as a ghost and hide near Taylor's mausoleum at the cemetery. The plan was to lure Peavy to the gravesite and scare him into confessing to the murder. Weinshank donned a white sheet and appeared suddenly, claiming to be the ghost of William Desmond Taylor and demanding that Peavy confess. Peavy, however, was not easily intimidated and only laughed at the ghostly spectacle. Weinshank's career also came to an abrupt end when he was killed in the infamous St. Valentine's Day Massacre in 1929. The murder of William Desmond Taylor remains a mystery to this day, and those involved in the case have taken their secrets to the grave at Hollywood Forever Cemetery. Number 4. Hamlet goes to Hollywood. During the transition from silent films to talkies in the late 1920s, many actors found themselves struggling to adjust to the new medium. This was especially true for those who had thick foreign accents or weak voices, as sound movies required them to speak and enunciate clearly. While some stars managed to overcome the challenge and continue their careers, Carl Dane was not as fortunate. Carl, born Rasmus Carl Thorkelson Gottlieb in Denmark, arrived in the United States in 1916 with just $25 in his pocket. He worked hard as a factory worker, carpenter, and mechanic, before finding his calling in show business. Carl's luck changed when he landed his first role in silent pictures, prompting him to change his name and move to California to pursue his career. Carl quickly gained popularity among moviegoers for his comedic roles. He starred alongside the biggest names of the time, including Laurel and Hardy and Rudolph Valentino. However, as the era of silent films came to an end, Carl's career began to decline. His thick accent made it difficult for him to land roles in the new sound films, and he struggled to find work. Desperate for money, Carl turned to alcohol and eventually began committing petty crimes. In 1934, he was arrested for vagrancy and public intoxication. The arrest made headlines, and Carl was ridiculed by the press, which further damaged his already tarnished reputation. By the early 1930s, the former superstar struggled to land even minor roles, and his career came to a grinding halt. Tragically, on April 14, 1934, Carl took his own life, shooting himself in the head. The once beloved actor's final years were filled with despair and hardship, a stark contrast to his early success. Number 3. The Lady in Black. Valentino, a true Hollywood legend, has left an indelible mark on the entertainment industry. Born in Italy, he arrived in America with little more than a dream and a desire to make it big in the world of film. His career began as a bit player and an extra before he caught the attention of the famous director Rex Ingram, who cast him in the lead role of his World War I epic, The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The film's success instantly catapulted Valentino to stardom, and his career began to skyrocket. Soon, the actor's signature smoldering gaze and sultry demeanor became his trademark, and he was known as the, quote, Latin lover. His charisma was undeniable, and his performances in films like The Shake and Blood and Sand cemented his place as one of the greatest sex symbols of all time. Tragically, Valentino's life was cut short when he died at the age of 31. His untimely passing left a void in Hollywood and a legion of heartbroken female fans around the world. But one admirer stood out among the rest, a mysterious woman dressed in black who attended his funeral and vowed to never leave his side. Known as the Lady in Black, she became a fixture at Valentino's gravesite, where she would leave flowers and pray. Her identity remains a mystery, but her dedication to the actor and his memory only adds to the mystique and allure of Valentino's legacy. Even today, over a century after his arrival in Hollywood, his influence and impact on pop culture remains as strong as ever. Valentino's untimely death at the young age of 31 did not diminish his status as a cultural icon, as he remains a legend in the history of Hollywood. His death in August 1926 shook the world, and his fans were heartbroken. His death, attributed to complications from a ruptured ulcer, occurred in his New York hotel room while he was attending the premiere of his final film. A crowd of nearly 80,000 people gathered in the streets of Manhattan to mourn his passing, and his body was later transported by train to California. However, the aftermath of his death was not without its oddities. Despite the fact that Valentino was earning a staggering $10,000 per week, his estate was in financial turmoil. As a result, his remains were laid to rest in a borrowed crypt, which belonged to his friend June Mathis. It was on the anniversary of his death, a year later, that a mysterious veiled woman in black arrived and left roses at his final resting place. Her appearance sparked rumors, with many speculating whether she was a former lover or an obsessed fan. The Lady in Black continued to appear every year, dressed entirely in black and leaving roses at Valentino's crypt. The annual ritual attracted crowds and created an aura of the mystery around the identity of this mysterious woman. Many have tried to solve the mystery, but she remains unidentified to this day. The story of the Lady in Black continues to fascinate and intrigue people to this day, and some have even reported seeing her at Valentino's crypt, adding to the enigma surrounding this Hollywood legend. Number 2. A Tangled Web. Clifton Webb was a renowned actor known for his iconic performances in films such as Laura and The Razor's Edge, and as the first actor to play the beloved character Mr. Belvedere. However, there's more to this star than just his impressive acting career. In fact, Webb has become a legend in the paranormal community for his experiences with ghosts. Webb, whose birth name was Webb Parmalee Hollenbeck, started his career as a ballroom dancer in Indianapolis before making a name for himself on Broadway. His friend, the playwright Noel Coward, wrote several successful plays that starred Webb, cementing his status as a talented performer. Despite achieving success in theater, it wasn't until his mid-50s that he became a movie star, thanks to his great acting and flamboyant personality. Webb's sexual orientation was never a secret, even during a time when the entertainment industry demanded that actors keep their private lives under wraps. He was known for his wit and charm, making him a popular figure on the Hollywood party circuit, and a sought-after host for lavish affairs. However, it wasn't just Webb's flamboyant personality that made him famous in the paranormal community. The actor also had a deep connection with the supernatural. He claimed to have seen ghosts and even lived with one at his home in Beverly Hills. Some believe that his obsession with cleanliness and orderliness was due to his fear of the ghostly presence in his home. In an even more bizarre twist, some say that Webb became a ghost himself after his death in 1966. According to legend, his ghostly figure can still be seen at various Hollywood events and locations, including the famed Chateau Marmont Hotel where he once lived. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, there's no denying that Clifton Webb was a one-of-a-kind personality, both on and off the screen. Clifton was a multi-talented artist who left an indelible mark on Broadway and Hollywood. He was famous for his unique and idiosyncratic performances in films such as Laura and The Razor's Edge, earning him 2 Academy Award nominations. However, for those interested in the paranormal, Webb's legacy extends far beyond the realm of entertainment. As he rose to fame, he also lived exclusively with his domineering mother, May Bell. Even after her death in 1959, Webb continued to feel her presence at their mansion on Rexford Drive in Beverly Hills. He often claimed to see her in the form of an apparition, but she wasn't the only spirit he encountered. Webb, who struggled with insomnia, reported seeing the ghost of Grace Moore, a renowned opera singer who had previously lived at the house before a fatal plane crash in 1947. Just before his own death in 1966, Webb prophesied that he would never leave his beloved home. As subsequent owners reported seeing the shadowy figure of a couple dancing near the front entrance, the house was unfortunately torn down in 1982, forcing the Webbs to move elsewhere. Interestingly, visitors to Hollywood Forever Cemetery have reported seeing Webb's ghostly figure pacing up and down the long marble corridor of the Abbey of the Psalms Mausoleum. Near the crypt that Webb shares with his mother, he is believed to remain in search of a good night's sleep. Thus, his legend continues to fascinate and intrigue those fascinated by the paranormal. Number 1. Scandal of the Century. Since the birth of the movie industry, countless young women and men have flocked to California from all over the world with hopes of achieving fame and fortune. Chicago-born beauty Virginia Rapé was one of them. The stunning brunette, with striking blue eyes and an impeccable sense of style, managed to land a handful of small roles before her career took a fatal turn. On September 5, 1921, Rapé attended a party at the elegant St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco to honor the popular comedian Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle. The portly funny man had recently signed a lucrative contract with Paramount Pictures, making him the highest-paid actor in Hollywood. Despite the rampant prohibition, bootleg booze flowed freely throughout the raucous evening. As the night wore on, the party grew increasingly wild and debauched. Rapé, who had a reputation for being a heavy drinker and partier, became seriously ill and was rushed to the hospital. She died a few days later, and the cause of her death was attributed to a ruptured bladder. The scandal that followed was sensational, and Arbuckle was accused of sexually assaulting and killing Rapé. The subsequent trials were a media frenzy, and all of Hollywood was put under a microscope. The incident forever tarnished Arbuckle's career, and he was blacklisted by the studios. Even to this day, the details surrounding Rapé's death remain shrouded in mystery and controversy, with some speculating that she was the victim of a botched abortion or of natural causes unrelated to the party. Whatever the truth may be, the story of Virginia Rapé is a tragic reminder of the darker side of Hollywood's golden age. The party she was invited to was wild and full of bootleg booze, despite prohibition, and witnesses recalled seeing Rapé become ill and suffer from agonizing pain. She eventually retreated to Arbuckle's suite, where she died a few days later at the tender age of 26. A massive scandal ensued, with allegations that Arbuckle had violently raped her, causing her bladder to rupture. The ensuing trials were nothing short of sensational and became a media circus fueled by public outrage. The first two proceedings ended in hung juries before a panel finally found Arbuckle not guilty. However, his career had already been ruined irreparably. He attempted to make a comeback in 1933 with Warner Brothers Studios, but unfortunately he died from a heart attack before shooting began. Since then, visitors to Hollywood Forever have reported hearing the sounds of a sobbing woman near Rapé's gravesite. Perhaps her spirit continues to mourn her ruined career, or the injustice that was done to her. Some speculate that the cold chill felt at the cemetery serves as a reminder of the darker side of Hollywood, where dreams can be shattered and justice may not always be served. The tragedy of Virginia Rapé remains a haunting reminder of the price of fame and the darker underbelly of Tinseltown. Remember, if you ever find yourself wandering the winding paths of this historic cemetery, keep your eyes and ears open, because you never know what other chilling secrets may be waiting to be uncovered. Until next time, stay spooky. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.